Girl. Today, the title of my video is called Let's Get Information, How Not to Get Scammed. This week was very, very trying to me, and I'm sharing my story to not only give my testimony and hopefully some tips and tricks, and that those that are watching won't make the same mistakes as me, but to also give my first negative review of a business so that anyone that may be thinking about using this company, they know my story before diving in with them. So I'm going to give you my story first. So I have been working with a company called breakfastlundi.com, and they are a graphic and web design company, and they've done my YouTube banner, my logo, and my website, and everything was pretty cool up until my website. I had a vending event, and they actually finished my website the day of my vending event. They finished in the morning, my vending event was in the afternoon, so it was okay, but you know, they had we cut the time really close, but you know, that didn't really mean anything to me as far as our partnership. That was in September, and I was on the phone with GoDaddy about a different topic, and they were telling me about, you know, my website, and they were suggesting that I host my site once the site was done. And I talked to the company, and they were telling me, you know, GoDaddy, they are a company, they're always selling, you know, we offer free hosting on our site, don't worry about it. And me being new to the web development for a business, you know, this is something new to me. So I believe this person because we had done business prior, and I was satisfied, as well as I went to college with the owner of this company. So I had my full trust in this company, and that was my mistake number one. So moving forward with the story, let's fast forward from September now to February. So February, I am full force in doing my own business, you know, cheers to entrepreneurship. And I have a client, and my client is wanting to revamp their website and revamp their logo. So they asked me who did mine. I gave them the information. They reached out to them. At the same time, I have been wanting to get a hold of them because now I was ready for the second part of my business. The first part is Average Black Girl, and the second part is Melanin Business, and the first project under Melanin Business is going to be a database of black businesses that I've tried, that other people that I know have recommended, and I've done some research, and basically these companies are not only good products but good customer service. So I'm reaching out wanting to move forward with that project, and we discussed, and we decided that that was something that he was not going to be able to do. He was too busy, he had never done a database before. So I reached out to another designer, and so at the same time that my client is working with him, I'm working with a new designer. So while working with this individual, I find out that the PHP is out of date on my site, that none of the plugins have been updated ever, and that my template that was used to build my site is 2 years old. So this means that my site looks great aesthetically, but on the back end it's not being maintained. But that was what the hosting was for. They were not properly maintaining the back end of my site. So this is something that I've learned now. And I gave, you know, the guy some things that I wanted to do on Average Black Girl. He did it. I was really confident with that, so I decided to move on with Melanin Business in my database. So now there's no need for me to be having my Average Black Girl on their hosting. So at the same time, I'm asking, you know, can I have my hosting, or can I update my template? And the response was, if it's not broke, don't fix it. You know, not all updates are good updates. but that's not really what I'm asking. I'm asking to update my site, or I'm asking for my hosting. And they were really just slow to give me my information. In the meantime, I'm reaching out to my client because as her marketing coach, my job is to educate her and to make sure that she doesn't have the same mistakes that I've gone through. So when we talked, our main goal was, one, find out what template he's going to use, because he's not updating templates. You're going to buy your own template. Once we switch everything over, we'll update the template, or have him use the new template that you're using so you can have the latest version, switch it over, and we'll have that. So one, buy your template. Two, make sure that it's in your contract that he's going to move over the hosting so that you have control of your hosting once it's done. And three, let's lay out everything we want on this site. Let's lay out the pages. Let's lay out how we kind of want the design. We're going to lay out everything, because after 30 days that your site is launched, after those 30 days pass, every revision is a cost. It's a cost to do additional revisions. So we're going to go in with everything that we want and get our job done and be satisfied and move on. I get a call that same day that she talks to him about everything, a design, the template, the three things that I mentioned, she mentions to him. And he calls me like, it must have been you, because no one else has ever asked me that stuff just flat out. And you're really messing up my goal. I really go and look at people, and I look at my clients, and I want them ignorant or lazy. And I'm looking at all of my clients like I'm going to get $1,000 out of them, and you're messing up my flow. I want you to let them have their own journey, let them have their own experience with me, and you back out of it. And I'm like, I am the referral for you. Without me, they wouldn't have come to you, number one. So thank you. And number two, I'm not going to keep my clients ignorant or lazy, because they're coming to me to learn stuff so then they can go out and do their own thing. So at this point, I realized that we have a difference in our moral compass. So moving forward, I can't really work with you. Plus, I know all these other things that you haven't been doing to my site, because mind you, we're getting our both sides done at the same time. So I'm like, I need my site transferred over. So for 2 weeks, I got the runaround. Okay, I'll give it to you by the end of the day. I'll give you the information by the end of the day, because all I needed was all the information for the file transfer protocol. I needed all that information. So I'm calling every day in the morning. You're saying you're gonna have it to me by the end of the day. I wake up in the morning, I see there's nothing in my email, so I need my information. Mind you, in the meantime, I'm getting told that, you know, I don't even have to give you your hosting information. You know, I'm just really disappointed about how everything is going through. You know, I can't wait to be done with you so we can never discuss or talk ever again. Mind you, I'm a paid customer. Like, I paid this person for a service, and this way that this person is talking to me is just completely disrespectful. And now they're taking their emotions into it. You're upset because you think I messed up your cash cow, because when you first spoke with them, you thought that they were ignorant and lazy, and they've been being sent to different webinars, different how-tos. I've been giving them different things, challenges to do, different goals to meet, because in the meantime, I have a very strict program, and we are rocking and rolling, because my goal is to coach you, teach you, and then send you on, because, you know, I want your referral. I don't want you to stay my client forever. I want you to do your thing, go out, and I'm trying to make more Black millionaires. That's my goal. So, like I said, every day I am calling, and, you know, some days I don't get a response, some days I don't get an answer, some days I don't get a text. It's just really, really frustrating that it's taking all of this to get something that I already paid for. That's rightfully mine. So after 2 weeks, I get the file transfer protocol username and password. He does not give me my IP address, but I found my IP address. You can find that on whoishosting.com. You can type in your website address and that will pop up. But I downloaded, when GoDaddy was having a sale, the regular hosting. So it was like $1 a month, like they're having a really good sale. And so the new designer that I needed access to their hosting information, their past, like to give access on their hosting. You can do that through GoDaddy because that person had GoDaddy as well. And so I could take the root file of my site. And he said he wasn't going to do it. So finally on Tuesday, I'm like, you know what, this is going too long. Like, at this point, this is messing up my business because I'm ready to move forward with my stuff. And I cannot move forward knowing that this person who has been disrespectful to me, and now we have a different moral compass, still has ownership of my site. It's best to just get that now before moving on, before adding anything else on, because as I grow, you know, your site can make or break you. I'm going to start doing online courses on my site. Like, it's just a lot of stuff going on. I needed to have ownership of it. So I'm finally texting, and he says that he won't give me ownership to his hosting so that I can get my root file, but that he can transfer it for a fee. So I say, okay, how much? He says $75. So now we're at extortion. Extortion is when someone is forcing you to pay for something that is already yours. I paid for my site in September, but he wants me to pay for my hosting, pay for him to transfer my hosting $75. So I give him my login because I'm at a rock and a hard place. Do I pay hundreds of dollars for a new site, or do I just pay him $75 for my existing site? At this point, $75 is the better deal. So he logs on to my GoDaddy and says, I don't have the right hosting, I need to have the WordPress hosting. So I call GoDaddy. I'm on the phone with GoDaddy like, can you refund me from the original hosting? I need the WordPress hosting. And he was like, oh, he probably wants to migrate the website over, and that is only through the WordPress hosting. But he was like, I can show you if you have the FTP username and password. I was like, yeah, I do. I can't remember the IP address, but I can find it. He's like, no, I can find it for you. So I put in literally my WordPress username, my WordPress password, FTP username, FTP password, and the IP address. It transfers over within 30 minutes. I call back like, okay, now I just need to transfer averageblackgirl.org. It's still connected to the site over there. And he was like, well, you can do one of two things. You can contact him and ask him to remove it, or I can do a cease and desist because you own your domain. I can see that. And we can transfer it and add it there. So we did that within 15 minutes, and I was up and gone. I was done. I have ownership of my site. So the moral of the story here is, for those that are like, I don't want to do it, I don't want anything to do with it, you do everything, you are putting yourself in a bad position. If someone pays for your domain name, they own it. And while you guys are buddy-buddy and friends, everything is cool. But the minute that person switches up, they still have ownership of your domain, and they can or cannot give it to you. So being lazy, being ignorant, not wanting to know, you're doing yourself a disservice. So number one is, we want to know. We want to know. Knowledge is power. We ask questions. Number two, own your domain name. You have to own your domain name. That is so important. Number three, if you are in a situation like I was, all you really need to know is your login for your WordPress, which you probably already have if you've been maintaining your site, adding blogs or whatever. You need to get the file transfer protocol username and password. That's it. If you don't know the IP address, you can go to who is hosting. Just Google it. It'll pop up. You type in your address, your website address, and the IP address will pop up. Then you get the WordPress hosting on GoDaddy. You type in the information. In 30 minutes, it's done. This is my story. This is a very real story. I almost did not get my site. I want everybody to learn and see how important that is. I'm so happy that my story ended up how it did, and I was able to talk through and remain calm. But I would never suggest that anyone use Breakfast Lundi, and I suggest that you guys follow my tips and go into these situations with the knowledge is power.